My name is Cynthia Gacheri. I am turning 20 years today. I'm in Mount Kenya University. I'm studying public relations and diplomacy. And I love nature. I love writing poems and I love reading books. Yes. I come from the Rakanidi County. I have a mom and a brother.
I'm Abi Daré, and I was born in Lagos, which is in Nigeria. It's a city in Nigeria, which is in West Africa. I lived there for about 19 years of my life. I did my primary school, secondary school, and 1 year of university studying French, which I had zero idea about. I have been in England for the last 20 years now, and I love to write.
How did she start her capital in writing, and how does she manage to attract people to her books?
So like I said, I started to write after I came into the UK as a foreign student, as an immigrant, in a new culture, new environment, new weather. I was trying to navigate what was going on around me, dealing with those feelings. And so I came across an online journal. We call them blogs, and I decided to document my experiences in this blog at that time. And that then became something that was very popular. And that made me feel very uncomfortable because I didn't think that I wanted it to be that popular. I wanted it to be an internal thing, something quiet. And so I took the blog down, but then I began to write stories and novels and just sharing it with family and friends. And that's really what it was. But I realized how much I loved it, how it made me feel like I could control something. There's so much about our lives you can't control. But when I'm in the storytelling world, I feel like I'm making a difference. I'm telling stories, I'm sharing values, I'm sharing characters, I'm controlling their lives, which sounds a little bit crazy, but I really enjoyed being able to do that. I think I would advise what I advise myself all the time. For me, it's important to keep my head screwed on, to really focus on the reason for my being, why I'm here today. And I try to take little tiny steps every single day, like a little drop of water makes an ocean. Every single day, I take steps towards achieving my goal. So you talked a little bit about your mother and brother and where you live. Can you tell me a little bit more about your upbringing? What was it like growing up? Did you have a lot of friends? What made you fall in love with poetry? What made you start writing poetry? Which you write amazing poems, by the way.
I was born in Meru County in Kenya, but my mom and my father are separated. My mom moved back to the Rakanidi County, and that is where I've grown up. And then my mom got married again. She gave birth to my brother, but my father died in 2020 during the corona pandemic. And my brother's dad died back in 2014. So she's left alone. And it has not been an easy journey for her, for my mother. And right now we stay at that home. She went ahead and built a 2-room mud house that I live. I started writing my poems when I joined high school in 2016. We were in class, the teacher told us to write a poem for marking, and I wrote mine. The teacher said that it was the best in the class, and that's where I started writing my poems in a book. Then I would write the poems and go show my mother. She would read them. I'm inspired by my mother, how she makes everything right for us to be comfortable. And I know that I'll make it because she's been struggling to get me to school. So I have to give it back to her. That is what inspires me. And that is what makes me know that I'll be successful.
Oh, wow, that is such an inspirational story. I'm sorry about the losses that your family has had to endure, but it just tells how resilient you are, how you have, the brightest future ahead of you. You've been able to have this wonderful opportunity for this scholarship, and we're so thankful to the Women's Global Education Program for that. It's incredible that they've been able to do that. But also what's incredible is how you've been able to channel all these things into writing poetry. And I've listened to your poem, And it's the talent you have is just remarkable. And it just goes to tell me how bright the future is for you, and how you are able to embrace all of these things and to do more, have an outlet through your poetry. So that's really incredible. Thank you so much for sharing that.
The name of the poem is The Girl with No Voice. When I received her book, it was The Girl with the Louding Voice. And then I saw that I didn't have that louding voice as per now. And that means this girl with the louding voice has suffered to get where she is, because people with power have been stepping down on her, people with money. That's why she has no voice. Yes.
The days she was young, the days she used to sit under the sun waiting for her mother to come and scrub her back inside a basin filled with water because her small hands could not reach her tiny back then. The days when she used to enjoy watching her grandmother's cows giving birth and feeding their little ones with mother's affection. The days when she wished she would grow up and own a pair of, breasts so that she could dress like a supermodel. The days when she wished she would own a set of hips so that her shape would be that of a Fanta Coca-Cola bottle. The days when she only used her mouth to complain because she didn't have this and that and to want what her friends had. And trust you me, she got nothing because poverty had its claws on her and her family, running after them in the morning and in the evening. The days that she thought she had money and was rich just because she owned a small dirty black doll that had one eye and owned a shopkeeper game that her mates used to pay her using leaves as cash. The things that mattered to her then do not matter now. The dreams that she had as a kid have been shattered. She is struggling, fighting, crying day and night to get to them, hoping that someone will come to her rescue because people with power have been stepping on her throat, making her silent and voiceless. And trust you me, the money that she thought she had, she does not have. She is poor. She ends up wishing she was born in West Africa to become a gold trader. But what does she really stand a chance to become the gold trader when she is poor and with no roots? She ends up wishing that her forefathers were taken into slavery and right now she will be in the USA, in the UK, getting better education and having a job that has a very big pay, and she will be rich, living a posh life. But does she really support slavery? Does she really support human rights violation? No. This is because she is running around her market saying that Black Lives Matter, a statement that she only heard over the radio and the statement that she does not understand. Nativeness. She wanted to become a policeman when she grew up to arrest bad people. She wanted to become a lawyer to fight for justice. She wanted to become a doctor to save lives. But she cannot become everything. But God did give her a voice. The voice that she can use to save mankind. The voice that she can use to speak for the voiceless. But what is she going to do to become the voice of the people when poetry is greatly undermined in her country, when a very small population of people listen to spoken word and poetry, when very many people treat poetry as cliche? Yet she wants to become the girl with a louding voice. She really wants to become the girl with a louding voice. And trust you me, she will become the girl with a louding voice. Thank you.
I think that you transform when you start to speak your poetry. I see that it almost feels like a completely different person from who interviewed me to who you are. And there's just a fire in your eyes and in your voice and just the words that you speak and how you bring them out is just incredible. It was just fire. All I could think of was that. Look at that fire. Look at that fire. You will not be silenced. I assure you of that. That no one can silence you. So well done and congratulations. Such an amazing performance. And thank you for the honor as well. Such an honor for you to have used my book to tell.
Thank you. And I'm thanking WGEP very much and TWWP for giving me such a chance. That it's a lifetime chance for me, and I'm very grateful. And I hope that everybody loves my poetry. Yes.